Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We'll make a motion to accept the minutes of August 19th as written. Second. All in favor? I'll make a motion to accept the workshop for playground minutes as written. Second. All in favor? I'll make a motion to accept the workshop referendum warrant as written. Second. ADA update, again, we're still waiting on the availability of the contractor for the doors. We contacted the flooring.
Yes,
Do we have a total number?
we have not.
All right, Public Safety Building Committee. The floor is yours.
Sure. We'll listen. So kind of, I'll just make one copy. So this is the proposal that we received from Jewett. Kind of contract, but this can work. So we're at a point we're recommending a firm for the planning and designing of the new building. So throughout the process, we've made contact with we've made contact and talked to, and some have submitted proposals, 14 different firms, and we narrowed it down to about 4 that actually submitted viable proposals that we went through and compared, and now we're down to 1. Committee is recommending Jewett Construction. That was their proposal that they submitted. Their proposal, they're doing kind of a hybrid proposal that they gave us. Now we're calling it a design, bid, build type deal. They want to design the building through a whole process, and then they will act as a general contractor basically, and go out and get bids for it, and be with us through the entire process till turnkey. So their proposal is in 3 parts, 3 phases, and it's listed there. Phase 1 as $32,000, Phase 2 as $175,000, and then Phase 3, or planning and pre-construction, which is just printing all the documents and setting some stuff up, as $12,000. So the total is $219,000 for their services that are covered in that proposal. They do list some things that they don't cover, as far as that contract would go if we sign with them. Through that, there are things that they can recommend, or that they could take on later on throughout the process for more money. They even list hourly wages for most of their people. If we want more or it takes more or we do something completely different, we can contract for them for other things, or some of the things that are not covered as part of that contract. They will help us find somebody like civil engineering or geotech testing and stuff. They don't cover that, but they will help us get a contractor and find somebody, and then they will still act as a general contractor for that and do all the communication and planning for that. We'll just cut the general the actual people doing the work a check separately from geoconstruction. So it's a long process. They're still on board to hopefully put a shovel in the ground in the spring, start next year's construction cycle. And if all goes well, hopefully we're in it by snowfall. All of that is obviously very fluid and kind of up in the air. Depends on materials and everything else. That's how construction goes at the moment. So that's a really quick thing. So at the moment, we're recommending to the select board in hopes that you vote to let us more or less say that they have the job pending what their contract looks like and some financials. But we'd like your say to tell them, give us a contract that we can review as a committee, as a select board, as the legal review that they can look at before actually signing on the dotted line. But we're asking the board to say, go ahead with that. With this for basically the moment. You got anything to add?
I'll just add a little background in depth that the process we went through. There are basically three major ways to build a building like this. There are many, but three major: construction management, design, build, and plan and spec. We reviewed all those different. There's pros and cons to each one of those. They're basically ways of putting together a public safety building or any large structure of this type that's complicated. We originally started, we highly recommended a plan and spec job, which means you actually have a set of plans, a set of specs, and we know exactly what we're getting for the dollar. We reviewed that with multiple companies. We also reviewed construction management with a few companies and the design build. This company, Jewett, offered us a hybrid system, which I'm calling a hybrid, and I made that up. But it is. It's a design build and a plan and spec grouped together. So we get the benefit of a plan and spec, a big document with nice drawings, and we get their professionalism as a design build firm. So we have the best of both worlds with Jewett Construction. Jewett Construction, as you may already know or don't know, they're a very large firm. They cover New England. They're widespread in multiple public safety buildings, anywhere from a car dealership. So they have the experience. I'm sure they have the financials. We didn't ask them for that yet, but it's a simple process of just saying, give me your financials. There's no complications there. I'm sure they will. So in our background, to get to this point, we did create the RFP, request for proposal, a very detailed document. We then put that out with multiple responses. It's very detailed. It does contain many of the specs that we want in the building, that the town needs, that I need as a construction director of construction, and the fire department needs. So we were very detailed in that process. Just, you may be aware of that, but I just want to reiterate that we did do our due diligence. We visited many firehouses. I did, and obviously the chief and the fire department did, to see what goes wrong and what goes right with the builders who built them. A lot of things go wrong, and a lot of things go right. So based on all that and all that information, we correlated together into a detailed package, and we're presenting our best offer from the best contractor that we feel can handle this project. Some can handle it, some bid it and can't handle it, and some it was too big, some it was too small. This seems to be a good fit at this point, with many steps to go.
I will make the motion to proceed forward with Jewett for the Public Safety Building, per the recommendation of the Public Safety Building Committee.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Make it happen, Captain.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate all the time that it's taken to do this.
Any chance you heard from
I'm
Brian?
happy to do it, Rick.
On the financial part,
Just, yeah,
yes, Joe actually had a conversation in Patty's office with Heather Hunter from RHR. They had a good conversation. They're gonna be in touch, to get the, I guess, the verbiage, to request on the financial aspect of it. Yes, yep,
great.
yeah.
May I add one thing? The members of the committee, all of them, worked very diligently and a lot of their time driving me in my truck to go see architects in their offices and various other things. There was a group effort, and everyone put their 120% into this project, to this, and we plan on continuing that.
We greatly appreciate it.
Are we actually committing money at this point?
No,
Okay, thank you.
so we will move on to department heads. Ms. Ford.
The only thing I have is Consolidated came down today to map out the fiber that they'll be installing in both buildings. So we're getting closer with that. And I also wanted to mention that Chad's sign down at the transfer station looks amazing. Thank you very much. And that's basically all I have.
ACO.
Well, we had 3 stray dogs in Brownfield, and I did an investigation, which I'm still working on, and I caught a horse today that was 18 hands. First time passing a horse. Couldn't find myself. Hey, cattle are different than horses.
Your story.
No snakes.
No frogs, no owls.
No,
None?
not this week.
What happened?
I don't know.
Yeah, Labor Day's coming.
It was fun this week. It was too cool for
What is a frog sky?
them. Maybe it was too cool this week. It wasn't hot like it was fall week.
Fire chief.
Yep, we did 2 woods fires, a tree on wires, Youth Lake Bridgeton, fire alarm activation, motor vehicle accident, outside fire, and 4 medical calls. And last Thursday before, we completed hose testings on all our trucks. I lost, I think, 7 lengths. We completed air pack testing on the same day, and on the same day, they serviced our air compressor for breathing air and passed air test. We got certified all that. I had 2 new radios installed in the command vehicle, to my top. Apparently they're old. I got 3 hydrants and rivers right now that are unusable. They're right out of the water. So that's what you call a pure dry hydrant. And utility 1, the 96 GMC Yukon is out of service and will be decommissioned. She finally bought her farm. And the 2005 Tahoe's ready to go. Once I get the 96 decommissioned, I'll run them both at the same time.
Yep.
And as always, the fire danger is very high. Anybody that has campfires, be very, very careful. Because I don't want to be chasing them. I get multiple calls on the weekends, or campfires that they don't think they can have, but they can. I'm hoping and praying. you can. They haven't banned campfires, they've been all brush burning you cannot do. But small campfires you can have.
Mike can't hear it.
No.
Public Works. Drew Construction is working on the Fen Hill culvert. If anyone's looking for good fill dirt, call Cliff. Old County Road will be getting the last part of paving starting Thursday. They're putting in a 18-inch by 40-foot culvert on Portland and Caroline Drive intersection Wednesday. Matt Talbot, the contractor for the siding and all the way around the community center, is working with Public Works for the removal of the debris and stuff. Did we get back anything from Evergreen?
No.
No. Asphalt part, Porter Road, Moore Road should be talked about paving for next year. Okay. So, yeah, we'll have to talk about that pretty soon because if we go with that referendum things, we're gonna have to ramp up. We're gonna do raise and appropriate for that. But we still got the
You still have that,
Yeah,
that,
it's-
and that size, yeah.
yeah, so, and that was 60 something. 61. Yeah. Health and Safety Officer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Couple of things. First, I'm not undercover. Today, I sat over there at that table and had a Zoom meeting. The subject was lead poisoning. I had heard that description, lead poisoning, for many a moon. Today, with the information that I gleaned from the meeting, about 99% of it is limited to children. And I mean children crawling on the floor kind of children. The little folks are the ones that put everything in their mouth, and that's how they ingest whatever it is, even dust that contains the lead. As far as adults, it's generally something that even though it's measurable in their bloodstream, other than fatigue or maybe headaches or whatever, it generally isn't all that serious. With kids, it can be extremely debilitating. I was keenly interested in sitting through that because I had heard, I believe at one of these meetings, that we were having some testing going to be done next door to see if there was anything lurking in the shadows over there. And if it was lead poisoning, I was going to be at least cognizant of what we were talking about. I understand that that study has been completed, and I've already asked if I could get a peek at the finalized version to see what goes on over there as evidenced by what I heard on the Zoom meeting. As far as the safety committee goes, we've scheduled a meeting a couple of weeks from now, and we'll probably be adding an issue or two to the agenda that I've already made up and given to Patty with this DEP thing, and they're talking about every 2 years they like to do their inspection, so that issue needs to be discussed with them a little bit further. I don't want them coming over anytime real quick while we're still dealing with a couple of other things. But anyway, that's about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Rec Director.
I'd like to start off by thanking all the vendors, great participants, and the Friends of Rec for a great Brownfield Day. We had a good turnout, beautiful day, and things went pretty smoothly. So I'd like to thank everyone for that. We have fall sports sign-ups going on, and it continues through Tuesday next week. With the soccer field laid out, they're doing some maintenance out there on the field, in the ball field. We have a Friends of Rec meeting coming up on September 17th at 6:30. And we're working on the fall events, new fundraisers, and the winter events coming up. Besides that, we have our coffee hour resuming back September 4th. We were dark in the month of August, and we still have yoga going on Thursdays at 6 p.m.
Thank you. Yes, sir,
Yeah.
please.
I think the vast majority of the folks in the room are well aware of my lack of computer skills, so I would like to thank Lynn Boyle for taking the time today to set that up so that I could sit and get that information that I had just reported on. I sit there with my hands folded and just watch this. Thank you again.
Anytime.
We appreciate you not touching buttons. School board member, Miss Egan.
I don't know if people know this or not, but in addition to the tuition that our district pays to Freiburg Academy, we also pay an amount on top of tuition that is sort of established by the state. It's called the IVF, the Insured Value Factor, and that's supposed to go toward paying Freiburg Academy for the upkeep of their grounds and buildings and so on and so forth. So we have a contract with Freiburg Academy, a 10-year contract that goes through 2029 that states the tuition that we will pay and an insured value factor of 6%. However, the state sent out a letter saying that they made a mistake in calculation like 2 years ago, and it should have been 10% rather than 6%. So Freiburg Academy came back to the district and said they now want 10% and they want it retroactively in addition to moving forward.
$1 million.
And the district said, no, we have a contract. Anyway, the lawyers got involved, and apparently there was some language that was a little fuzzy in the contract, and our lawyer said, we're not sure if we could win this case. So we had a committee that sat down with the Freiburg Academy Committee, and to make a long story short, we agreed to compromise on 8% from now through 2029, but nothing retroactively. And the attorneys felt that's the best we can do. So fortunately, our superintendent knew this was in the works when he put the budget together. And he actually budgeted for 8%, anticipating that something was going to happen, which it did. So it doesn't mean there will be any changes to our taxes, because that was kind of our fallback position, that we would have something in reserve. We always have something in reserve for Freiburg Academy, because every year kids move into Brownfield who want to go to Freiburg Academy. So it's not just our 8th graders moving on that we pay tuition for, it's for the new people that move into the district to go to Freiburg Academy. So we always have some reserve for that reason. So we were fortunate that we did have something in reserve. That's how it's been resolved, and the contract will be rewritten so that there is no fuzzy language. This will be it till 2029. So that's how it was resolved. Because of some communication issues between our district and Freiburg Academy, we're having a joint meeting with their board of directors and our school board. We're going to meet in September in an effort to improve the lines of communication. We also had a presentation about artificial intelligence and what an impact that's having in our schools. We have a fantastic technology director. He's offering professional development to the teachers. He goes in and gives demonstration lessons in the classroom. But it's frightening how fast this is happening. And he can even come and give a presentation if you wanted it for the town because he just thinks it's so important for everybody to realize. And he said it's not like you can just say we're not using this in school. He said the kids all know about it, the kids are all using it, so the teachers have to learn how to deal with it. I just want to mention how crucial attendance is. It's a little bit better than it was last year, but we still have kids who are out for too much time, like 18, 19, 20 days during the year. That's just, it's terrible. So whatever you can do to encourage better attendance, it would really be welcome. Right now, the enrollment at Brownfield, Denmark is about 82 students. It changes daily, but right now it's about 82, and New Suncook is about 92. So both schools are still under 100 students. And then Mollywood is, I think, like in the 300 range. So that's it. Deb?
What is the actual tuition per student?
At Freiburg Academy? I think it's $14,000 that we pay. And believe it or not, I think they pay $18,000 for tuition. So it's not a bad rate that we have, and it's comparable to other private academies.
The academy needs the towns.
They do. We have more students there than the boarding students, or, yeah. Chad?
Just to add to what she was talking about, the IA, Google has the IA, it's called Google Gemini. If anybody wants to look into it or go on the app and find it, it's called Google Gemini. And that's, the gentleman that showed us the presentation, that Gemini does amazing things.
He said he learned more in 15 minutes using Gemini than he did in 10 years doing his own research.
Right.
So, Holly?
Deb, with those numbers that you gave for the enrollment, is that kids that we send to those schools, or is that the total enrollment in those schools?
That's the total enrollment. So Brownfield,
There's not a lot of
Denmark,
kids in those schools.
no, fewer than 100. Yeah.
Thank you.
Willie?
You said that the superintendent had an idea of kind of that this was gonna be happening, and he budgeted an extra 8% specifically, or was that?
No, we had in our contract says 6%. But this whole dialogue was going on with the lawyers and letters and all of that while he was putting the budget together. So as a safeguard, he added 2% to that Freiburg Academy budget because he sensed that something was going to happen. And we kind of refused to do the 10%. That's just unfair, I'm not doing that. But the compromise was 8% on both sides, and nothing retroactive.
So generally, you do about 6% for the incoming tuition, people moving into the area, extra money.
No, so the 6% is what we are contracted for this IVF, the insured value factor. So we have to pay 6%, now it's 8%. We have to pay that on top of tuition. Contractually, we have to do that. He also puts aside a reserve for Freiburg Academy in case kids move into the district, because it always happens. So that's a separate reserve account, just in case we have tuition.
That's where I was going with that. So does that reserve, is that a standard amount, or does that vary year to year?
I'm not sure about that. I think last year, he increased it, but the number of students increased a lot too. So it's hard to project. I think the year before, more students moved in than we anticipated. So it's hard to predict.
Roughly, what's that number? What was it last year?
I can't remember. I'm thinking I'm going to guess like between 15 and 20, but I may be off on that. I can find it out for you. Yeah. Yeah? Chad? Chad.
That percentage that we're paying, that's by state requirement, that's not because of Freiburg. The state tells us that we have to pay that extra 8%.
You have to pay. The state in the past never said you have to pay this amount.
Right.
They said school can't charge over this amount, so everybody kind of charged that amount. Now the state's saying they're not telling anybody what they have to. That's the latest letter we got. They just said they're going to back off from even, saying what the IDF should be, so it'll be interesting to see.
Oh, great.
But we have the contract now, it's gonna be set in stone, so at least we know till 2029. That's
2030, hang on.
Does the school district contact each town for the number of students from that town going to the school?
so,
We have a roster.
it's all done through town office. If there are questions about whether someone's actually a resident in the town, we always went through Michelle, so I guess now we would, be going through, Beth, I guess has his responsibilities now. And, if there's ever a question of whether someone is actually a resident, the school board secretary contacts, it was Michelle, now it's Beth, for a letter of verification. And Beth makes sure that they have a car registered in the town, that they're registered to vote in the town. In some cases, on a few occasions, we know the kids don't live in town, but if their parents swear to everything and produce all the paperwork. The last resort is having the sheriff go and knock on their door at night to say where the kids. So that rarely happens, but, there's some people who put a town address who don't actually live in the town.
And there are people in town that homeschool their children,
Right,
but they prepare them for middle school and high school.
probably, yeah.
So we're responsible for that.
Right. So I know there are some kids who were homeschooled who are starting school this year, so. Yep.
Thank you.
Anything else? Okay. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. Committees. Comp plan implementation. Anybody? Okay. Budget committee?
Hello. We had our first meeting last night. My mind is still spinning. There were some things I forgot to mention at the meeting, but I'll do it at the next one. It's no big deal. We do have our next meeting coming up September 8th. Yes. on a Monday.
Yep,
At 5
September 8th.
here. And we'll get into more discussion of the department heads and what we need to do.
Perfect.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Town garden?
So a group of us got together around the 13th of August, it was the 13th. More of a meet and greet type situation, but just kind of tossed ideas around. We will be meeting again the 10th of September here. But the nice part is there's 4 new people who haven't participated in any town activities before that are jumping in there, so that's nice to have some new faces.
No, it's the Gateway Committee.
That's
Easy, exactly. You got it. You love it.
Thank you, Molly.
Okay. That's awesome.
So be kind, is that what you're saying?
Exactly, be kind to.
Playground? Playground, we don't have comprehensive plan and the CPIC.
Same thing, yeah.
Playground. We had a meeting with the playground committee.
Yeah, I have the playground stuff. Just an update, we did a meeting with the select board and stuff, it was open to the public, where we implemented, an inspection sheet in safety for the new playground coming in, that'll be upholded on a weekly basis. And then, once a year, we have a state inspector come in and inspect the playground, so it doesn't fall in cracks like the old playground did. We also have an update. We have the Amish Direct coming in on September 23rd, is when they're due to bring the playgrounds in, to start setting them up. We also need to get with Cliff, because we need to rent a tractor from N&B. It's I don't know what you call it. You sit in it, but it has the major big forks out in front, so then it lifts up above. It's long.
Oh, low.
Yes, whatever that.
Telehandler.
Yeah, so we gotta have one of those for them to have here to move the playground equipment around. They have, still looking for new names for the new playground. You can come in at the office and submit them. You can submit them on email or by the website. They really would like the people's input on trying to name the new playground. It will be voted on, and the name, when we do the new playground, it will be unveiled the time of the new playground, what the park is going to be called. And she's got, thanks to Patty and the Board of Selectmen, on the finalization of the playground policies and the maintenance checklist. That's all on the playground.
It's not in there. It's not in there. I still had to work on it. No, that's what I've been doing all day.
The policy is forthcoming. What's the weight on it? I don't know, like 4 foot 4. Okay. But then I'm on that.
It'll be as long as the ones on the telehandler. You have to run
But
extensions.
I gotta set the heads. One of those for a wall. It's got 8 foot forks on it.
Sure.
Yeah. Long.
Telehandler was not gonna have that big.
Long.
Yeah.
Community resilience.
You have a completed grant application for the $75,000 grant for mini splits for town hall and energy audit in town hall and mini splits in the community center building. Hopefully the public works department, and we're just waiting for your little John Hancock on it. Looks like it's happening.
Do you need this?
Yes, I do.
No, I'm sorry.
Do you want to snap
I
a
believe
picture of
that.
that or scan it or something before I take it away?
One more.
That is a word.
You're not excited, Larry.
No, it's not.
Do you need this?
No, I just needed that second signature.
Who do you yell at?
I needed it for her.
Thank you. Yay. But you should hear by the end of the year whether we are getting this money. And then we'll do it again in January.
Alright.
And thank you, everybody. Thank all of you, the people that were on this committee. It was great fun. And Tamara over at CB was amazing. She was so helpful and full of good information, helped it just get launched. So, yeah, yay.
Communication committee.
Our next meeting is September 18th, I believe it is, at 4 o'clock here. We're still discussing how to get people to sign up for the website, and now you can do it for not just email. The selectmen approved spending money to the end of the year for you can do it with texting as well. You can email, on your phone as well, so you can do that as well. And we are discussing trying to get some signs at some of the boat launches and ponds in town to get weeds off your boat and just that kind of notice. So we're working on that as well, so that we don't have the invasive plants coming into our ponds. So we're working on that as well. But our next meeting is September 18th.
Sweet, thank you. Truck purchase.
The truck committee worked long and hard to get this figured out. So we finally got it down, and with Lynn's help today, we've got the PowerPoint that I gotta work with Deb Merrill ready to go, so it'll explain everything. This is what we come up with for the select board. It is broken down so it answers all questions. There shouldn't be any gaps or anything. The way we got it broken down, it explains everything from what we're paying now to what we would be paying if we had our own truck. And it explains it, breaks it down, even with the extra employee that we would need also. So it's broken down by month, for the year, all the way across. So if anybody has any questions, this demonstration should answer anything. If not, the truck committee will be at the information and the PowerPoint to answer any other questions. But as of right now, this is the best looking thing we've got
I don't know.
to break it down and explain it to the public.
I could look it up real quick.
Go ahead.
Is that gonna be on Facebook?
Huh?
Is that gonna be on Facebook?
This won't be put out until, when will this be?
When we do the informational, we don't have a date for the informational meeting yet.
Right.
It will be soon, because I'm gonna do an informational, or we're gonna do an informational on all of the topics, the truck purchase, the new, I think it's 5, change to the STR, the additional public works, employee, the truck, referendum vote, and the $16K to finish off the public safety building grant. That'll all be informational meeting.
Well, I will make sure when the informational meeting comes that this is out so you guys can have a copy as the PowerPoint is going off.
We're doing PowerPoint presentations for the truck and the referendum voting.
Before November.
Yes, ma'am. The informational meetings will happen this September, along with the public hearing, because October 2nd is when absentee ballots have to be available. So, to be fair to the absentee ballot people, the public hearing has to be before October 2nd. So we'll do an informational meeting on all of the articles for vote for the November referendum, then do the public hearing.
Just out of curiosity, Frank or Brian, from what you're seeing, do you guys have any questions or something that we should improve on, or does this explain everything out to you guys so you understand it?
Well, you can probably figure it out, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Will it be available on the town's website as well?
Not
I mean, when it's like,
For the
this is,
informational,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two PowerPoints we will put out there. Informational, the 16,000 for the public safety building grant. An audit was done at the federal and state level. We're $16,000 shy. Yeah, pretty to the point. With the PowerPoint for the truck and the additional, and again, those are two separate articles. The truck purchase, the additional public works employee will be dependent upon the truck vote. So, those are kind of the two, and then we have the referendum voting, which there was a poll out there. We'll do a PowerPoint for that as well, and that will, of course, be available to the public. The short-term rental is a minor change to it, removing the fire chief inspection, making it self-certification by owner. So, no PowerPoint required for that. So yeah, I guess the kind of the hot articles will have PowerPoint presentations available. So. All right, we got a graveyard permit. So just a signature. So you review it. We did the CPIC, signatures are good. Town of Conway notice, potential regional impact. Conway Planning Board has determined that the following application, if approved, has a potential regional impact pursuant to RSA 3656. JHM Conway LLC to construct 72 townhome condominiums and 26 residential dwelling units in a 3-story building, reconstruct the access to Locust Lane and new interval roadways, rebuild the parking lot east of the water park and associated infrastructure, and this is gonna be at 2251 White Mountain Highway, North Conway. So, yeah, I'm gonna get tagged on that. I'd just be clear.
That's just like Ferguson.
Yeah. I make a motion to appoint Carol Koontz to the Town Garden Committee member. All in favor? Thank you. We're in receipt of a communication form. Street sign for Lewis Road has been missing along with Pig Street, same time frame. Emailed Public Works, they have deferred action. Yeah. Did you hear me?
No.
No. The Jewett portion will be in here.
The what?
The Jewett, the truck. Okay, upcoming events, tonight at 7 is Planning Board Workshop. Tomorrow at 7:30 a.m., Public Safety Building Committee meeting, that'll be here, correct? Okay. 3:30, bidders scope review meeting for the community center project. Joe will be handling that. Thursday, 5 p.m. We have an executive session, select board, at 5 in regards to, with the discussion with the town's attorney, regarding the closed ballot referendum. Monday, Labor Day, town hall will be closed. You guys want to talk about? Doing the legal review of the ordinances for updating. You want to talk about that? Yeah, anything, man? Nope. You sure? You, man? Not yelling at us. Anything from the public? Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to mention that the library got a grant to publish the newsletter for a year from the Mulford Foundation, so that's pretty cool. I also wanted to mention that I talked to someone at Brownfield Days. who
Willie,
said-
don't leave.
Oh, yeah.
I'm coming back.
No, you gotta hear this, it's about Brownfield Days. So someone,
Tear up my field.
someone came to Brownfield Days and said they had gone to 3 other town events on that same day. And they were surprised when they got here that they had to pay for their kids to go on the rides, because they didn't at the other town events. But after she paid for them, they went on the, whatever, the water rides and all that, she came back and said it was well worth it. She said, that play area is epic, and the kids loved it. So I think that's pretty cool, that how much they enjoyed it, and they were happy to pay for it.
Good. Thank you.
Anybody else? No? Okay.
No, I'm good.
I got one more question for Dickie. Dickie, can you tell me who is the one that sets the policy or whatever of no outside fires at all?
Maine Forest Service.
Maine Forest Service?
Yep.
Look, they were getting a little slack on that. That's my personal thing.
Everyone that I get called on is that, I get a text from the Maine Forest Service, ask if they want me to come. No, I get called a lot.
Yeah.
But they're not quite ready to pull the trigger. The only way they can stop a ban is the governor has to, put a governor's ban out. That's the only thing, it's only happened once since I've been here.
That must be getting close. It's been a couple of days.
I hope so.
It is crispy out there. You have anything, man?
No, sir.
All right, make a motion, we adjourn. All in favor? Thank you, folks.